Hello, Autry. My name is Anita Foster. I'm the Library and Media Specialist at Autry Middle School in Kennesaw, Georgia. And today is Game Day Friday. And so what I'm going to do today, it's not really a game that I want to show you, but it is something pretty cool. So I want to show you how to use Tinkercad. Now, I always tell students when I show them this that I don't use this as much as what they are going to use it. So I don't know as much as what they're going to know in the next week or so if they spend some time digging into it. It is a lot of fun to do, and you get to make your designs. And then on a plus side, if you submit your designs to me, I can print them out on the 3D printer. So let's get started. So we have some things here over on the right-hand side. Well, first let me back up. The grid. So this is your grid. This is your work plane that you're building on. I did change mine. It defaults to millimeters instead of inches, and I changed it to inches because I'm just used to doing things in inches. I can also change the width and length of my work plane, but I just left it the default. And I'm just going to click update even though I made no changes. And then down here, I am going to change this to a 1/4 inch so that it snaps in at every 1/4 inch. And I'll show you that in just a second. So the cool thing with this is I can see I can rotate this to see the top of it. I can rotate it to see the back of it. I can rotate it to see the right, front, left, or I can get it back to or the bottom, but I'm going to do front and kind of angle it like we had it there just a little bit. All right, so this is the work plane, and then I can also add a ruler in if I'd like to add a ruler in. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to put a box on here. So I just click on the box and I position it to where I want it to be. So I'm just going to put it right there. Now, one thing that you do want to make sure of is you want to make sure that it is sitting level on the work plane and not hovering in the air. And it is. So I'm good to go there. Okay. It's asking me, do I want it as solid or do I want it as a hole? Because you can see up here, the ones with the lines through it, that is to make a hole in something. So what I may do is put a cylinder and put the cylinder right here and make it a hole in here. Now what I would do is I'd rotate this so that I can make this a little bit smaller, if it'll let me. And try to center it again. And notice how this is cutting off over here. If I was to leave that there, that whole section, that whole wall would be cut off for as far down as the cylinder is. That's why I'm trying to put it kind of in the middle. It takes a little practice, and Miss Foster has not practiced much at all. There, we'll just do that smaller hole there and see if it, I think it was probably hovering over it. Let me go back. Actually, it's underneath it. I think it's behind it now. Let me. Like I said, it just takes some playing with it. All right. I'm going to give up on it right now. But that's how you make a cylinder in it, or make it to where the middle part of it is not there. I'm going to delete that because I think I was messing it up the more I played with it. All right. But here's the cool thing, and this is new. I cannot wait to show you this. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to put a sphere right next to it. And we're going to overlap that sphere right there. We're going to shift this just to make sure that it's both sitting on the plane. It is, and then watch this. I can do this, and I'm going to hold down the shift key and do that and get both of them. If I can get both of them on there. I think I had it a second ago. And look at this tool right here. It takes both shapes and it puts them together to be one solid piece. So I can change the look of my piece by taking different shapes and merging them together to make one solid piece. So you see on this one, you see how that sphere goes kind of into that cube there. So let's see what other shapes they have. You can put text in, you can do wedges, you can do a pyramid, you can do a half sphere, a polygon. Let's do the polygon. And again, I'm going to try and overlap it onto that one. I'm going to hold down shift on both of them. And then see, I can group them here, or here I can ungroup them. I'm going to group them. And now let's see what it looks like. So it looks pretty cool. Okay, so Miss Foster, what can I do with all this? Well, you can make something. You can make anything that you want to. So if you're working on a prototype for something, you can make a prototype for something. If you, the only thing I ask you not to make is don't make something that you can buy cheaper elsewhere, because the film does cost us to print it out. But so like we don't print out Legos and stuff like that because it's cheaper just to buy Legos than it is for the film. But I'm going to try this one more time and see what happens here. So here's my top view. Let's see if maybe I should. Okay, so now see there's my hole. It's in the middle of the whole design. I wonder if so it kind of looks invisible there, but it does go all the way through because I've checked the bottom and the hole goes all the way through. So that's how you can put a hole in something. Okay. Yeah, you can print whatever you'd like. You can send it to me. How you do that is you're going to export and you're going to download it to print it as a 3D. Here's the problem. I can never remember which one it is. I believe it is the STL. I'm almost positive I need the STL version. But if you save this in your Tinkercad account, then you can always go in later and change it if I need it. But I'm 90% positive it's STL. And then I can print it on our printer at school. Now, the one thing I cannot do is the color that's in there is the color that you get. So I can't do things multiple colors. The other thing, too, that I need you to please, please, please make sure, and I mentioned it at the very beginning, but I want you to make sure that it's doing it, is it has to be sitting flat on the plane. If it is not sitting on the work plane, and it is hovering up in the air, it will not work. It has to be sitting on the plane. It can go underneath it, but, and look, I just messed it up. Oh, there we go. It can be sitting underneath the plane, but if it's not sitting on the plane, then it will not work at all. Okay? So Audrey, I hope you have fun today on Friday game day playing in Tinkercad, and I hope you come up with some cool designs. Again, if you will export them and send them to me as a STL, I don't mind printing them next week when I'm in school. So I can print them, and then when you check out books, you can even pick them up. Okay? So Audrey, I hope you have a great day and have a little fun. Create something new.